This excerpt was taken from the Full and Bloom interview with drummer Carmine Appice. You can listen to the entire interview at fullandbloom.com.
We actually rehearsed a few days, and it sounded amazing, you know, and then we go outside and we're talking about, well, how are we going to do this? We got to get a manager to do this and blah, blah, blah. And John came up with that. He goes, well, I think I want to call it John Sykes and Blue Murder. I said, no, dude, you know, why do you want to do that? You know, people are waiting to hear Blue Murder. We got 2 albums that people love of material that we can go out and we don't need to do, you know, your history. I said, if you can do your history, why don't you do my history? I got songs probably bigger than your songs, you know? He said, no, I want to call it that. And I want to do, you know, my Thin Lizzy. He was a Thin Lizzy at the end. Nobody really knows the Thin Lizzy songs he was on, I think. Maybe in England they do, but not over here. And, you know, sure, they know that big Whitesnake album. I was supposed to be on that album. They asked me to do that album. I couldn't do it, as you read in the book.
Turned down them and Deep Purple at some point, right? Or Rainbow. Rainbow, right?
Rainbow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rainbow, yeah. You know, I stabbed my eyes after both of those gigs.
God, no doubt.
Yeah, but anyway, so I said, you know, we should do Blue Murder. So if that's what he wanted to do, I said to Tony, I'm not going to do that. I said, I don't need to go out and play under John Sykes, you know, as, you know, John Sykes and Blue Murder. That's not John Sykes and Blue Murder. It's just John Sykes doing his history, you know?
Yeah.
So, and Tony said he was going to do it. Then meanwhile, last January, is now, you know, 10, 11 months ago, we did the Rock Heavy Metal Hall of Fame. And John came down to accept an award for Bob Daisley, right?
Right. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and you know, I was there. I had my band Kodiak there, and I played with my brother that night. You know, we did our drum war show, and so I was talking to John, and he said, "So I want to introduce you to my drummer." He had a little black kid he said he loves you, man. He loves you. You want? Can you? You know, meet him. So sure, I'll meet him. So I met him. The kid was all gaga meeting me, you know. And Tony said he's a pretty good player, and that they're going out and doing this. And John had a new album that's coming out on Golden Robot Records. It should be out in May, you know. And so I said to John, look, so when you're done doing this John Sykes thing, then let's do Blue Murder, you know. I said, because I can still play that stuff, you know. And he said, okay.
Oh, so that's the plan.
So that was January.
Oh, okay.
The record still hasn't come out.
Right.
I talked to Tony last week. I said, what's going on with John? He said, nothing. I said, no plans to go out yet? He goes, no. I said, yeah, so this is what we have, you know. I tried to get Blue Murder together from the year 2000 to 2012. I had gigs in Japan for like big money lined up, and we just couldn't get John out of the house. You remember Winery Dogs? Remember the group Winery Dogs? Mike Portnoy, sure. Billy Sheehan?
Sure.
And they had that was supposed to be with John, right? And I'd done a clinic with Mike Portnoy, you know, with friends, and at that clinic we were sitting signing autographs. He turned to me and said, dude, how do you get John Sykes out of the house? I said, I tried for 12 years, bro. You know, I couldn't do it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, they announced it that they were going to do a project together, and then I remember Portnoy saying he pulled out.
He couldn't get him out of the house. He pulled out. They got Richie Kotzen.
Man,
and they released it, and it was successful.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that was the Winery Dogs that Sykes was supposed to be part of. I thought that was just a separate band. Wow.
I mean, that's what it ended up being.
Yeah.
Was Winery Dogs.
I got you. Yeah.
You know, but I mean, whether if Sykes was in it, if it was called Winery Dogs, I don't know, but it would have been the same.
But it was that project.
Like 70s jam kind of stuff.
Right.
And that's what Sykes is a master at. That's what Blue Murder was. You know, we were doing 70s jam stuff in the 80s, you know, on tour with Bon Jovi, and the audience was eating it up. And, in Japan, we just tore it up,
Honestly, I thought that record was bigger than it was. I saw you guys, I was living in Dallas at the time and saw you guys, I think at like an outdoor venue. And
with Bon Jovi, wasn't it?
I don't think, it might have been, maybe.
That's where we had two buses, and one of our buses got stuck on the driveway in the amphitheater, and you couldn't get any buses or trucks in and out. So they were kind of pissed off at us. But we overdid it from the beginning. There's a brand new band going out on tour, opening up. We had two buses, 5 road crew. It was really done top of the line. When the album came out, we had no manager. I fired the manager because they weren't doing the job. So my manager was helping through me, and then we finally got a manager. And then we got that tour with Billy Squier, which was a disaster tour. King's X and Billy Squier.
Billy Squier was out by that point. Was he kind of still big?
That's just when he released that gay video. Yeah, he was dancing around.
Holy shit.
Playing arenas down to to a 1,500 seat place,
Right. And that happened on that tour?
Yeah, and we blew him off every night. King's X were great. That's how I got to meet the guys in King's X, found out that they were huge Cactus fans. So that's why I knew I can get them on that Guitars record,